The Annie Altman Show podcast and other projects are field research for the Humani. Hey, it's Annie. Please check out and share the website, Patreon, and Etsy to help support these projects and my self-project. The Humani is a one-woman show about how no one ever fully figures out how to be a human being, how there's themes of the human being experience organized into 10 C words connected by the theme of connection, and how discussing these themes we all experience somehow is my best idea to contribute to minimizing unnecessary human suffering through maximizing resource equity. That was a lot of words. Maybe note when you hear the words connection, consciousness, choice, change, compassion, communication, community, creation, charge, curiosity, and/or courage in this episode. That's also a lot of words. Here's some more.
Our choices up to our choices are important even. So choices,
They never stop.
It doesn't, they never stop.
But that's what I was talking about before, of sometimes the choices up to your choice weren't decided by you. That wasn't your choice. That was society telling you it was your choice. Your only choice, like you have to wear a bow in your hair. You have to wear pink.
But I'm saying
makeup, you have to wear makeup,
Yeah, but I meant more as like, I'm going to choose, okay, this time I'm going to choose to make this choice with more weighing out my options, more reflection, more contemplation, more put the numbers into place. Kind of tactic, rather than making the choice like I did before of I see this and this is the way I'm going to do it and boom, I'm going to go.
I'm very upfront and honest and blunt with like my friends and like even my family, and I tell people how I feel. But I realized I wasn't doing that with dating because I was just in some sort of like realm where I was afraid to not please them. You know what I mean? Like I just wanted to like appease these dudes instead of like telling them like what the fuck is up. So like I'm choosing to be that open and honest and matter of fact in my dating relationships. And it's like really helping me.
Which it sounds similar to the choosing to stay in more, choosing to say no, that you don't have to always be the one to educate, to caretake, to give. You can be sparkled too, metaphorically. Exactly. And like I can just sparkle myself. That's so funny because I literally had that thought because I did sparkles for the event that I did on Saturday, which was a visual for Breonna Taylor. And I did a glitter sleeve. Like I drew these.
I'm not here to get it right. I'm here to learn and be open to expand in my knowledge and my heart, whatever it is. I'm not here to get it right because we all know that there's going to be times where we will never get it right 100% of the time. But if you don't step into the ring and give yourself that opportunity, give yourself that space to live, absolutely, like grow. I mean, not just to breathe, like you're supposed to grow. You're not supposed to just live to live. Like you're supposed to move through this experience with hungry eyes and listening ears and ready to evolve and expand and
through the suffering really of doing all these things I was forced to do, because there was some suffering in it because I didn't enjoy it. It was hard on me. It was like emotionally taxing. And through that, I just realized one day I was like, girl, I can't be anything but me because this is hard. This is like taking me to a dark place in my life, making me feel like I'm not emotionally stable, like, and making me feel inadequate. And I didn't want to feel inadequate, It took me a long time to like find my self-worth after that, but I had to find my self-worth by making my own choices, and deciding to, live my life authentically and queer. And I moved like a couple of towns over to like where my college town was and like started living a queer lifestyle, like in the LGBT area of like entertainment and doing drag and, you know, like exploring this gender and sexuality of a world where you can be whoever and whatever you want to be. And it's completely.
And because of Fosta Sesta, not only did it shut down aspects of people's work, it also has gone in and shut down spaces where people could openly talk about sex work. And that's not okay. That's not okay in any sort of way. And also blocking women from, you know, Instagram platforms and Twitter platforms and fucking Facebook and all of these things where we can't even connect. We can't even say things. We can't even be in those safe spaces. So, I mean, we're resilient. Like, we're going to be around forever. Sex work is the oldest profession, and it will continue regardless. It doesn't matter how people like try and stop it. It's going to happen, and we will find a way. And if the stripper church is in any sort of way a help or a lifting of our community, fuck yeah, we're going to go all the way. And there's so many other spaces that are popping up.
What would you like to wear? Or given the choice of these things, what would you prefer to eat? Or, oh, I hear you're tired and you'd like to go home now. Instead of keeping your shrieking kid in a retail store, you know, a parent who respects their child will be like, wow, you're really done, aren't you? Let's go home. And so if that doesn't happen, this idea of where is your locus of control, inside of you or outside of you, then sometimes you have to like do a remedial development of the understanding that you truly are in choice so much more of the time, and there are always so many more possibilities available than what one might see at first glance. You don't have to stay in your suffering. That is also a choice. So yeah, I think that locus of control is one of the first things that came up for me when you said choice. Do you believe you have one? And in which circumstances do you think that? And in which do you not think that?
Messiah complex as well as like victim complexes happen. You know, we get it passed on. And I found that like when I started studying laughter and getting into it and practicing it, I noticed how it was a way for me to reconcile with those overwhelming feelings. Like we sometimes get too caught up in that story, right? And by being caught up in that story, we're not able to be present. And actually by not being present, you actually miss opportunities. Like literally you miss opportunities that could be there because you're being in a woe space. Like not a woe, like not like whoa, but like a woe, W-O-E, woe, you know? And like in that woe space, you actually you literally miss the beauty that's possible, you know, not just for yourself, but even for your loved ones. Like you're not even activated. Your mind is not clear enough. Physiologically, your cortisol levels are up, so you have more stress. So you literally can't even like be of service to the people you love and even for your dreams. It's crazy. Like, so for me, it's been a journey of like, how do I activate my own brain, my own body, and then how do I
into my yoga, unpacking all the gifts that we do have. We don't even use much of our brain, right? So there's so much potential there. And we're always discovering new ways how we can create the reality that we want. And that's where the magic lies. Pretty cool.
Very cool. A lot of it, what I'm hearing and feeling from my experience with it, is about the unknown and space. The unknown, and like you were saying, to be surprised.
That's right. Yeah, if you lean into that feeling like, okay, so this is what I know, and now here's this vast ocean of what I don't know, then you're giving space. You're allowing the universe to surprise you. And that's magical too. Yesterday, this is a kind of a funny story. So this is about letting the universe surprise you and setting intentions.
That's part of my growth process, I'll say. With just keeping it real, you know, I had to learn that everybody is not raised the way I was raised. Everybody is not from my walk of life. So what one may consider disrespectful, you know, they're just trying to have a good time. They might throw drinks on their friends when they're having. They might take a beer and just throw it up in the air, but to everybody else around them, has he lost his mind? Why would he disrespect me and throw, liquor all over? I don't know you like that. So you have to keep it real with yourself and be like, hey, did that person really mean it that way? Or was there like, in the moment, it's a lot of choices. It's a lot of like, let's keep it real. And I think keeping it real is the best way. Keep it real with yourself. Research. Did you really know? Did they really mean to step on your shoe? Did they really mean to push you? Did she really bump you because she didn't like you, or was she just walking through the club and she didn't know you? Now
that would have been a different experience for me as the only brown person sitting in that circle. If any of those white people would have said, you know, it's our privilege that we don't experience closeness to death on a regular basis. That this, you know, somebody losing consciousness is an exciting thing, because not even, you know, just in the Western world, like, there's a whole part of the world we don't even talk about, you know, who doesn't have running water, you know, who's like literally surviving. They're close to death. This isn't fun for them, you know? So that's the purpose of coming in and establishing our privilege as a foundation for the experience like we're gonna share. You know, context matters.
Hey, thanks for sticking around till the end. Please check out theanniealtmanshow.com and also patreon.com/theanniealtmanshow if you're able and interested in donating $1 or more per month to these projects. Non-dollar ways to share value includes and is not limited to sharing anything, the podcast, any YouTube video, any blog post, any social media account, subscribing, following anywhere, rating or reviewing anything, sending any feedback or ideas, and or connecting me with people for the podcast or other projects you feel would enjoy this work. In my opinion, word of mouth is the only quote real advertising, so here I am using words from my mouth.